Good morning. Good morning to all people who are in the time zone that we are in. This is good morning to all of us who are in Nigeria, in West Africa, and in some parts of East Africa. If you're not in Nigeria, then good afternoon or good evening, as the case may be. Good morning if you are somewhere in the United Kingdom and some parts of Europe. Okay, so this morning, as I said I was going to bring in my friend Ijeoma to come do justice to something that is really affecting lots of people, both personal brands and organizational brands, and that has to do with content. Every day, we are sharing content. Some individuals just wake up in the morning without a plan. It's like waking up in the morning and you want to go to work, and there's no plan. You first and foremost you wear your clothes, and then you step into the bathroom to brush your mouth, and then you go and take a bath, and then you're on the street, and then you come back to your house, and then you come and rub pomade, and then you step out of your house again, and then you get to the office, and then come back, and then enter a car back. I mean, imagine the senselessness in not planning your life. So many individuals do the same thing. So they wake up and then they just allow ideas in their heads that are not just coordinating and just let them out of content. But when you have a structured way of doing something, every day there's something that you intentionally put out there as content on your social media or your website, whatever, then you will see the kinds of results that come as a result of process. I mean, to be able to get an intended act, intended product, intended consequence, there must be premeditated actions that must be taken to be able to get to that point. The processes, everything has to be consciously done, intentionally done to get a particular kind of result. And that is why I decided to invite IJ here to come to share with us the importance of having a content calendar. I know many of us now we structured our businesses, our lives in form of months. In January, I'm going to do this. In February, I'm going to do this. Now, January is coming, we just have goals because January is seen as the starting point, the starting month of the year. So you have to plan January so that all other months of the year can align with our purposes. The same thing with content. If you do not have a content calendar to guide you on what you're doing, then you're not going to get the kinds of results that great people are getting on social media or on the internet, online, as the case may be. So IJ is an expert. Ijeoma Etuk is an expert. I call her anybody that is Ijeoma. I like to call them IJ. She's an expert in helping businesses and personal brands to create structured content calendar that can help them to do daily posts that improve the profits in their businesses. And she's going to be sharing with us in the next 30 to 45 minutes the importance of a content calendar. Why should you create a content calendar? I mean, the uses of content calendar, the benefits of having a content calendar, and for whatever business that you are in, IJ can create content calendar. Even if you're selling coffee, she can create content calendar for you, right? So this is me inviting IJ. If you are tuning in from any part of the world, please let us know in the comment section. Um, comment section where you are tuning in from, and then we will say maybe good morning to you. Pop your name up on the screen, and then we'll go ahead. So please, one other thing that I always allow us say to people to share, I mean to do when they're on my live stream is to go and share, because something that is good is meant to be shared. Ideas are meant to be shared. Live streams are meant to be shared. So tap the share button just under the screen and share this live stream. We are live in on 4 different platforms now, including LinkedIn and YouTube. So wherever you are, there's always a share button. So click the share button and invite your friends to come, family, friends, your friends, those who are your colleagues and associates. You know need to be on this live stream to come be with us this morning. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. IJ, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. It's good to be here. Thank you for inviting me and having me here, sir.
Okay, so go ahead, start out by introducing yourself, share with us your story, and then dive into the training and the teaching for today. And for the next 45 minutes, we will be taking down notes and learning from you as the expert. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, my name is Ijeoma Iniobong Etuk. I began to do business on social media in the year 2020. Yeah, we do during the lockdown. Okay, people were just home, thinking of what to do, the next line of action. You were not going to work, and you just needed to find out or figure out what to do to be able to, scale through. And so I got online and I, began to think of how to be able to, permeate the space. Not just permeating the space, I began to think of how to buy into the emotions of people to be able to do business with them. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead, IJ. We are watching. We are here. I'm just out so that your face can be on the screen. Just go ahead. You're flowing, okay? Go
All
ahead.
right. So I began to look for ways to buy into the emotions of people to be able to do business with them. And the competition is very fierce. And when you just get online, you're going to see a number of people doing the same thing you're doing. And so you're going to have to find a way to leverage, to be able to get into the hearts of people just the way any other person hasn't. You just have to be very strategic, in your own plan. So the first thing I did was, get to look at people, get to observe people, and look at people who are already in the place I want to be. This got me into enrolling into a content writing class, and I began to tell my coach, this is what I want to achieve, and this is what I want to do. And after I didn't even let the class finish, it was in the course of the class that I began to see that, oh, I can actually delve into this content calendar. A lot of people on social media, they do not know how to go about their businesses. And I saw a vacuum I could fit into or I could fill. So this was how I began to create tailor-made content calendar. First of all, in my own business, I had just, come around, create content. I did not really bother about the likes. I would just create my content and go my way. But when I began to, work on having a tailor-made content calendar myself, I actually saw that people started getting the message. They began to come around. Sales began to happen. Conversions began to happen in ways I did not imagine it. And so I just got on with the content writing class, and the challenges people were having, most of it were, what am I going to post? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And I began to create tailor-made content calendars. And when the people began to use the tailor-made content calendars, the testimonials from the calendar actually pushed me into breaking them down. Before now, it used to just be the 365 days general content calendar. But when I ventured into tailor-made content calendar, I started with the baker's content calendar and the perfume, people into perfumes. And when I did that, I think the first person who patronized me was some man in Ghana. And the testimonials he came with, they were awesome. And I began to, branch into several other niches. And today we have over 80 of them. And I would tell you, waking up in the morning and having to figure out, the kind of content to create, it can be really very demanding. And the thing there is not just about creating content. Everyone is creating content, but not everyone understands to create irresistible content, the kind of content that can make you take action, the persuasive kind of content, the content that you see where, some other person gets to ask you, how much are you selling this? How do I get this? When do I pay? Where are you going to deliver? Yeah. And the person is asking because you have been able to buy into their emotions to cause them to take action. In my content writing class, I actually have taught them how to be able to buy into the emotions of people, to use human psychology to buy into the emotions of people. And how does this happen? You do not need to tell anyone, come and buy. By just telling a story, I teach you how to infuse yourself into your copy, and nobody knows you're actually targeted at making sales. They just think you're, telling your story, and they're in the comments asking for what you're selling. And this is because with the content calendar, you have every kind of content infused in a way that it balances very well. You have the educational content, you have the sales content, you have the engagement content, you have the inspirational content, and you have the entertainment content. And all this content put together helps you build credibility. It helps someone who is reading you to get to trust you. And the amazing thing is that you do not have to say, okay, let's say you're dealing on skincare products, and you want to make sales. You don't have to come and say, okay, buy my skincare product, or my skincare product is better than some other person's skincare product. The content calendar helps you to be able to structure your content in such a way that the person who is reading you begins to see the need for this skincare product. And that's because you have been able to buy into the emotions of the person to be able to get to need your product. Most of the times, even when they think they do not need your product, they begin to, get to start mentioning people who need your product. So this is the way it works. And you know something, I have this student in my class, or I had the student in my class who wasn't making sales, and I just got to ask her, and I said, your products are beautiful. You have sold to me at some point, and your products are very beautiful. Why are you holding back yourself? And she said something. She said, Ma, I just think that I am not enough. I just think that the people who I sell to, they don't rate me. I think they do not trust me. I think I do not know how to, come across to them. And you know what? There's something self-esteem does when you're trying to talk about content creation. It's actually near impossible to be able to sell your words if you're not confident. You have to come to that place where you come all out. You have to come to that place where you can be able to announce your product anywhere. You have to come to that place where you can talk about your product at every opportunity that you get. Confidence is everything, and confidence helps you to sell your words. If you're not confident, there's something it does that makes people not to trust you. There's something that makes people feel like, she's not the right person for this. And that is because they have been able to perceive your lack of confidence from afar. And with the tailor-made content calendar, the topics that have been put together in such a way that they make up for whatever it is that you feel. And this is because the content topics are targeted at meeting the need of your client or prospective client. They are targeted at addressing their pain points. Yes, if you understand what I mean. Okay, like the person who is not going to buy your skincare product, the person is, wondering within herself, I think I don't like the skincare product, or I do not really trust it, or maybe the person has bought it before now, and he or she is not very sure that yours is okay. And the person is thinking, I don't know if this is going to give me some reaction, right? But from the tailor-made content calendar, the calendar tells you exactly what to address, that makes you in such a way that the person gets to buy. Yes, that's what the content calendar does. Another thing that the content calendar does is that, the way you make it or write your copy, and you do not give any room for anybody to ask you some other question. The only question you're permitted to get is, have you really gotten the credit alert? Because the content, they are structured in such a way that they build credibility. They build credibility, yes. I also had this problem in my content writing. A particular man called me and introduced himself to be the husband to a particular client. And he said, I do not like the way my wife talks about everything on social media. I do not like the way that she talks about the family, she talks about my business and all of that. It doesn't make me feel secure in her affection. And this man was actually threatening to stop the wife from being on social media. And he said, Ma, I think it's your class that is making my wife talk too much on social media. We have to do something about it. I have to stop her from being on social media. And that got me really worried, and I thought about it. How am I going to help this woman? And this is just someone who is trying to find her feet, the way you're trying to be independent, to be able to meet your needs. Yeah. And so I thought about it, and I went back to my closet, and I just got the inspiration of the push calendar. There's a content I call there's a tailor-made content I call the push calendar. And this push calendar, it helps you to be able to still market people, still grow your audience, and sell what you're selling without really talking too much, if you understand what I mean. You're just focused, making money and minding your business. Do you understand? Yeah, so this is what the push calendar does. The push calendar helps you concentrate on the business that pays you and make your money. It doesn't give you room to start talking about, okay, my husband went to work the other day, I was coming back. Yeah, because most of the times we do not know where to draw the line. We need to be able to, as much as we want to make money on social media, set the boundaries. Yeah, and if you also know the kind of person you're married to, you should be able to know the kinds of content or the kinds of things that you put out there, just so that you do not give the person any room for doubt. Yes, so that is one. So the content calendar also helps you to be able to put things out in moderation. It helps you mind your business, the business that pays you, as much as it helps you also grow your page and grow your following. You get to mind your business, you get to concentrate on that product, and talk about everything that makes for credibility. So this is what a content calendar does. And at the same time, the people who are doubting you, like when I started, I had, people who were like, okay, I was actually shipping crayfish outside Nigeria. And I had a lot of people who would come at one time or another. Are you sure that the shipping company you're using, how many days are they going to, when are they getting to North Carolina? They kept asking questions today. Okay, how many kg is your stuff? The next day, are you sure? The other day, just so many questions that, just helps you know that these people do not even trust you. They do not trust you. So that back and forth, I just kept going through it at that initial stage, and I was almost getting really very tired. It was exhausting, to say the least. But with the tailor-made content calendar, I understood firsthand the elements I needed to infuse into that content to make it get the result I want it get. Yes, and another thing I want to talk about is the different forms of content you create to be able to, do your business online. We have engagement content, and do you know that content where it's like everybody's feasting in the comments, like you just drop a content right now and people are clamoring to say something, they are telling you, answering your questions and all of that, sharing their own contributions. Yeah, there are 3 elements you infuse into a content to make it engaging. Yeah, most of us, we do not know this. There are techniques to all of this. There are 3 elements you infuse into your content to make it engaging. While it is very much easier to just put together a digital product, or put the content writing course in a digital form so that people can just get it and go your way while you concentrate on other things. One of the major reasons why I have found it pretty difficult to just give somebody the content writing course without having to follow you up would be because I want to follow you and help you, see that you practicalize everything that you're being taught. I want to see that you have created that content. I want to see that you have infused the 3 elements into that content. I want to look at the comments and see how they are turning up. And this is why my class has been very, very much, it has brought in much more referrals, because as you're holding the people by the hand, they are getting results and they are getting to mention so many other people. Yeah, pin post content last year. You're a content creator. Why don't you change your pin post content? And I smiled, and I told the person that pin post content that you're seeing, the person asked me this question. The pin post content had brought you. I'll just be offline. Then I'll get to my WhatsApp and say, okay, I just read your pin post, this. And this is because the content there is persuasive. It has everything it takes to dissolve your doubt about whatever content class. Not the pin post content said pin post should be able to tell someone, even when you're not there, it should be able to make conversions. It's like a pointer or a roadmap that shows people what you're capable of bringing. And I tell them, if your pre-post is not capable of generating leads, if it's not capable of winning people over or having them to make payment for whatever it is you're selling, then you need to change it. It is not efficacious. Yeah. So talking about the pre-post content, and I actually use the engagement content style. I actually also infuse a little bit of indirect sales content. Yeah, there's indirect sales content. Yes. When you're telling somebody to buy something and you're not telling someone to buy something at the same time, you want this person to get this thing, but you're not specifically saying, oh, I saw this thing, you should come get it. Yeah, so the indirect sales content, it helps you make sales even without spelling out what you want to sell and the way you want to sell it. In the content writing class, I gave a task the other time and I said, go and create an indirect sales content and post the link here. Usually when they go to, create their content, I always make them come back to the group and they get to press their links in the group, and we just click on the link. We usually have a hashtag for that. We just click on the link and it takes us back to Facebook where we look at the content that have been created. And at the same time, several times you have had people record sales even while in class. So the content writing course and the tailor-made content calendar, they work hand in hand. Like when I give you the tailor-made content calendar, most of the times I need you to understand the way it works. And most of the times you need to have a knowledge of the content writing course or class to be able to maximize the tailor-made content calendar. And this is because if the tailor-made calendar says create an engagement content, if the tailor-made calendar says to create an engagement content, you actually need to have gone through the content writing class to be sure that, oh, there are actually elements that make up for this engagement content. So this is the way it is. And one thing I do is this, because everyone is not on the same pedestal or stage. Before I give you the tailor-made content calendar, most of the times I get back to your page. I just, press the link to your page here, and I get back to your page, and I see the stage where you are in your content creation. So for some people, I just advise, get the tailor-made content calendar and start right away. And for some other people, I tell them specifically, I recommend the content writing class for you. So that's the way it goes. The tailor-made content calendar helps you to win someone's trust. That's what it does. And we also have entertainment content. And when I talk about entertainment content, some people might be thinking, okay, it's just having to make people smile or having to make them laugh and all of that. No, but that is not my definition of entertainment content. When I started out on social media, I was looking for that particular thing to leverage on. When you're starting out, you need to first of all build credibility before you now say, okay, have people that come to buy the stuff you're selling and all that. I needed to be identified with something, and I didn't know how to go about it. But one of those days, I just told myself, IJ, is this not you again? And I remember my primary school days, having to present my school in debates and all of that. And, I got back to myself and I said, I can actually write letters. I can write love letters. I can write apology letters. I can write you a letter to be able to appreciate your boss in your office. I can write you cover letters. I can do a lot of things with just writing. And I came back and I made an announcement on my profile, on my page. And I said, okay, this is a Valentine period. And if you have someone you want to appreciate, I can write you a love letter to your boo, to your bear. Yeah, and this was how I began to monetize writing letters. And I was charging 1,000 naira when I started out. I was charging 1,000 naira to write letters. And from there, I began to charge 3,000 naira and graduated to 5,000 naira. And at some point, I just knew that, okay, I have actually built the degree of credibility I need to build to move on to something better and something higher. People had begun to trust me. And I felt like, okay, trust of these people, I have been able to buy into their emotions. I can likewise get to teach these people, the way to go about their businesses. So there's always a place to start out. there's always a place where you feel like, okay, this is my point, or this is probably my area. And so where I could leverage on, was in telling love stories. I began to tell love stories of how I met my husband, how I came for youth service and didn't go back again. I actually stay in New York, and I came for youth service here 2013. And after POP, I went there 2 months after POP, and I am still here. Yeah, so I began to leverage on my stories. And when I began to do that, people started coming around because of the stories and because of how I told them. Yeah, so mine was love story. I leveraged on love story. From love story, I graduated to the content writing class and the content calendar. So you need to find your niche. You need to find that point where people, gravitate towards. You need to find that place where you call a home. You need to find that arena where you can be able to exercise your authority, to some degree. And this is where people begin to, flock around you. They come around. It might not be generating money immediately, but as you grow in doing that one thing you know to do well, people begin to come around, and from there you can begin to monetize it. So these things are in stages, and everything still boils down to delivery, and delivery is content creation. So you need to know how to be able to appeal to people's senses to part with their money. Yeah, social media is for connection, first of all. Yeah, you begin to connect with people 80%, and you could sell 20%. And it's even more beautiful if you have learned how to marry these two things in such a way that people do not even know when you're set out to make your sales. Like right now, I am telling a story, and somebody is in the comments saying, IJ, do you have the content calendar for this? Ouch. Yeah. Like when I tell stories on my page now, somebody is asking, IJ, do you have the content calendar for this? But that is actually not what I'm talking about. I'm just telling stories. And someone is asking, do you have this? Do you have that? And this would be because I have built credibility over time. I have mastered how to be able, I know the way these people think. I was going to buy crayfish someday at Oron, and because it was on a Sunday, I didn't want to just come off like I want to sell something. And what did I do? I came on my page and I said, I need a company to Oron. I told them I needed a company to Oron. I do not care if you're male or female. I just want you to be big on vibes. Like I needed someone who can, chat along the way and all of that. And that was what I told them, that I just need a company to run. Now, that is an indirect sales content. What did that content do to them? Do you know that people were responding even from the church? Somebody said, IJ, what time are you going? I don't mind joining you on your way to Oron. And do you know the beautiful thing that happened? I sold 4 bags of crayfish on that particular post. And that was because people now started asking, oh, how much is crayfish today? And I began to answer them. Crayfish is 67,000 naira today. Oh. Answering like much more. This is just on the sideline. And this is even not why I made this post. But I knew, of course, before you make a post, you have something in your mind. You have premeditated. What errand am I sending this post to do for me? And if you understand the errand you're sending that post to do for you, then you already know the way you need to structure the post. You already know the elements you need to infuse that post to make it potent for you to get your results. Yes. So, just saying that I needed a company to run, in their heads, they started getting the message that, oh, I just going to buy crayfish in Oron. But mind you, I did not mention crayfish. Yeah, I didn't have to mention crayfish. I just said I'm going to Oron. I need a company, and you have to be big on vibes. But what message did the people get? They got, I just going to Oron to buy crayfish. And that was exactly the message I wanted them to get. And they were able to get that message because over time, they have been reading my content, right? Over time, they have known that, oh, this is what IJ actually does. Yeah, so you need to come to that point where you have built credibility, with the kind of content you create. People read you every now and then. And right now, you do not even need to bother yourself about the 2 likes and the 3 likes. And let me tell you why. I was shipping crayfish to US, UK with 2-3 likes. Yes, I was shipping crayfish to UK with 2 likes, 3 likes. I was shipping the crayfish. I did not bother. My own was consistency. As soon as I began to make my content calendars, I began to, ensure that I got consistent with the things I was doing. Every day I will come and make my post. Of course, I made a calendar for myself, and I also made for so many other people. But the most important thing is that there's this consistency, that the content calendar fuels. Now, even if you're tired along the line and you tell yourself, I'm tired, I don't want to create this content again and all that, you now see someone who has been following your content over time come to ask you questions. And what do? It energizes you and it makes you get back to creating your content because, this thing is working. So this is the way it works. You have to find that niche, find that thing you enjoy doing, that thing that can be a blessing to people or that thing that can entertain people, find it and be able to, find the mojo to show up in that regard. And when you do that, people begin to know you to be someone who does that particular thing. Now you begin to create your content. And the thing is that you do not have to start out perfect. No, you do not have to. One time in my content writing class, I was asking the people, why do you find content writing so difficult? What is your challenge with content writing? And the result I got, I was actually really surprised, but it was the first time, and I'm like, okay, people now started writing. I do not think my grammar is very correct. I do not think that I make sense to people. I do not think that people take me seriously. Well, I do not think that people are interested in what I'm saying. I also do. Then another person said, I do not think, people just started expressing their insecurities, which is very beautiful. And we began to deal with them. And these were the factors I considered when I put together my content calendar. I looked at the factors and I asked, what kind of content will this person create to be able to build credibility? And so this is why the content calendar, it tells you on days to just come out and sit down this way and look at your screen. Okay, let's say you're selling a bottle of Coke. So the content calendar tells you on a particular day to just come out and, put your bottle of Coke down here. And you're looking at your screen and smiling. Now you are looking at the people. They are looking at the bottle of Coke. And the bottle of Coke is sending so much impressions, in their minds. So the content calendar has a way of getting you. It doesn't matter your temperament, whether you're an extrovert or an introvert, it doesn't really make. The content calendar helps you to be able to express yourself unhindered. It expresses your deafening silence, if you understand what I mean. So even if you're this kind of person who is used to holding back himself, the content calendar has got you because it helps you to express yourself in ways you have never done before. And it helps your audience, the people who are reading you, or the people who are seeing you, to understand that, oh, this is no longer the very timid person we used to see. There's something that is failing this person's confidence. Yeah. And I remember one of those times I came on Facebook and I said, people are harassing my students. Why are you people harassing my students? Because they will go to Facebook or they go to their inbox and they're saying, your content has changed. There's something about your content that has changed. Where are you doing this from? Who is teaching you? One of them even went as far as saying, it's like you're in this Inj's class. And when I got that report, I smiled to myself. So it might not really make sense to you. You might not think that something is happening just yet, but people who are reading you know that something is definitely happening to you. Yeah, they know that something is happening. And they know that, oh, you are no longer that person you used to be. And they now can begin to count on you. You are gradually building credibility. You're gradually moving from that kind of person who doesn't like to come all out to the kind of person who is willing to help, to the kind of person who is ready to collaborate. Yeah, so this is what the content calendar does for you. A particular lady said to me, she's in Abuja, and she said, IJ, oh God, I met you an introvert, now I'm now an extrovert because I keep in touch with you and your calendar. Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you're really very, conservative. The calendar helps you to be able to loosen up in such a way that you're able to communicate the information that you have that can put money in your pocket. So this is what the calendar does. So there's no place for, oh, I'm an introvert, I don't like to do this, I don't like to do that. The calendar, has you sorted. It helps you to be able to express yourself. All you have to do, pick a content topic, write on it, do what the calendar says to do, and you are good to go. Yeah, I also have students who have gone for interviews, and one of those times somebody just made a post, and she published the certificate that usually give them after the class, and she said she had gone for an interview, and they asked her, where did you learn? Because see, when you talk with someone who has come in touch with someone who is very confident, confidence is contagious. It has a way it rubs off on you. Yeah, and the person said, you sound very confident. You sound like you could take on the world. Yeah, so there's something confidence also does to you, and it rubs off on the next person. You might not have it all. The challenge you have is that you want to have it all figured out before you start out, and that's not okay. That's not okay when you can actually improve on the go. Because if you're waiting to have it all figured out, you might never even start at all. Yeah. And how do I know? Even Chimamanda, even when she publishes the next book, you would see that clearly the book she just published would be better than the previous. And that's because you are improving as you're going about what you're doing. With consistency, you also get to improve on what you do. Yeah, and I also have not stopped hammering on the need for video content creation. And this is because the things I could not scout through with just writing, I have I have been able to shoulder them with showing up this way. I wrote for this company at some point. I wrote for this company, and they wanted to give me something higher, and they were not really sure if I was going to be able to, operate in that capacity. And this is just for one. And that period, I used to be very, very shy. I do not even know if there's someone who is as shy as I am. But people do not believe that I'm very shy. I'm a very shy person. But one thing I do is that I do as occasion warrants. Like right now, I'm sitting here, and I need to be able to be here to talk with you or talk to you. So I am here seated and talking to you. So it doesn't matter if I'm shy or not. I just have put the shyness, behind me, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Maybe when I'm out of here, I just pick up the shyness and insert it where it should be. Yeah, so whether you're shy or not should not stop you from showing up this way. So a particular company had been just following me, and they were not really sure if I am the same person who is writing what I'm writing. Because you also know that you can actually get people to write your content for you, or get people to write your business page, business content for you. So the man said that when he was reading me, he felt like I am not the person doing the content myself. And he was just watching me from afar. This took like 3 months, and he just kept watching me. And I didn't even know about this. I just kept, writing my content and just going my way, posting my photo, going my way. Until one day, and I said to myself, what is this shyness? People who are doing this video content, do they have two heads? Are they as beautiful as I am? Do you understand? So I gave myself a lot of credit, and I told myself why I needed to be on video. And I came on video. And do you know what? That particular content was the same content this man saw, and he sent me a mail. That was how I landed that writing contract, because this person, for the first time, was able to marry my written content with my video content. It was very evident that the person who is speaking to you, oh, he is the same person who wrote, and if this person can speak this way, she is the same person who has been writing this way. Yeah, so you need to be able to balance your content, and all the balance you seek, they are in the tailor-made content calendar. Yes, because the tailor-made content calendar has the adequate dose of engagement, sales, and all of the content you need to be able to show yourself. All of the content you need to be able to build your following and build your page. The tailor-made content calendar does all this for you. And how am I able to create over 80 tailor-made content calendars? People keep asking me this. And I said, I did not set out, God knows, I didn't set out to create 80 tailor-made calendars or more than that. But the thing is that you create a particular calendar for bakers, and you get to see people in the comments, saying, oh, this calendar has helped me. This calendar helped me do this. I just backed the day with this calendar. An example would be when I made the honey calendar. And a man said, I just have been able to, get this collaboration with this farm. I have been going to them to talk to them, but they didn't take me serious. But I got your tailor-made content calendar, and in 6 days, I began to create content. These people are the ones calling me because they have been reading me. And I told myself, oh my God, this thing is, sometimes when you're doing something, you still have that place of, doubting yourself a little, which is very beautiful because it helps you, put all the work in it. And so when these people came, to my comment and they're saying this, other people started coming. Oh, do you have the perfect calendar? Do you have calendar for CAC? Do you have calendar for affiliate marketers? Do you have calendar? This was how I set out to creating all these calendars. And I tell you, they have taken a lot and a lot of researches. Yes, how did I get to make calendars for doctors, for pharmacists, and all of that? A particular doctor actually had to put it up on his status, and this brought 8 other doctors. So it has been a beautiful experience. And this is because I have the success of these calendars, they have been thriving, by referrals, just by referrals. I cannot be able to, tell you the percentage, but I would say that if NJ Creatives and Contracts, if we have sold so well this year, 80% of the reason would be because someone spoke to someone and the other person spoke to another person. Why? Because of the way, or because of the efficaciousness, let me speak big English, of the content calendar. Yeah, so the content calendar has gone a long way to help businesses. It has gone a long way to bring collaborations. It has gone a long way to win contracts. People here, people all over, US, UK, everywhere, the content calendar, has had tremendous reviews and testimonials. And so when I say this, the way I do this is that there's a general tailor-made content calendar, and there are tailor-made content calendar targeted at brands. Let me give you a typical example. Like right now, I have like 29 tailor-made content calendars for aphrodisiac brands. Yeah, aphrodisiac brands, but there are 29 different tailor-made content calendars. And this is because the product this brand has is not the same product this other brand has. Okay, let's say a particular brand has a product that caters to infertility in men, or they have a product that helps you have erection, or they have a product that makes you function well in the other room. Yeah, another niche or another aphrodisiac brand has this product that helps tighten your vagina and all of that. So the content calendar is designed based on the needs of the different brands. Do you understand? So that is why, when you come to aphrodisiac brands, you could have 29 different tailor-made content calendars. And this is because they do not address the same problem. They do not address the same solution. Yes, because you need to be able to use a particular product to break it down, to flesh it out, and be able to give the particular content that it requires to make some other person make up his or her mind. Yeah, so this is why there could be 30 or 40 different kinds of content calendars for a particular brand. So what I do is this: when you come and say, oh, I need a tailor-made content calendar, I just look at your business page, and I look at your profile, and I look at how you're doing, and look at how you have been able to win the trust of your clients, and I'm able to say, okay, you need the general content calendar, or you need a customized content calendar for your brand. And this is because I need to be able to pick your products one after another, flesh them out, and tell you the way to create content. When I flesh them out, I break them into pieces and create the content topics that each of them require to be able to get into the market and penetrate the space. So this is the way it works. So this is why you will see, like, all the calendars that I have on Seller, they are the general content calendars. Of course, you do not expect me to publish calendars for customized brands. Yeah, so the general content calendars, they are like 80 of them. I haven't even begun to count the customized calendars for brands. So when you come and say you need a tailor-made content calendar, I just look at your brand, I look at it very well, and I'm able to say, okay, this is what you need. Then I just go straight into it. So every one business requires a content calendar for you to be able to have a structure that helps you fuel the brand, a structure that helps you win people over, a structure that helps you to be able to make money. Money is very important. Money is very important. Of course, it encourages you. When you're on social media and you're making money, you have reward for whatever data you're giving. You have reward. You're sending your data on errands and you're seeing the result. It's very beautiful. So you cannot be on social media and you have a business or you have a brand that you want to grow and you do not have a tailor-made content calendar. No, you can't do that to yourself. It's 2023 in a little while, and you have to be able to strategically position your brand in such a way that it gives back. Yes, That is the way it works. Yeah. So this is what the tailor-made content calendar does for you. I think I'm ready to take questions at this point.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, IJ. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, guys, somebody is already asking, how do I get the content calendar? Connor Barry, Tam Barry is asking. But before that, do we have questions, guys? I think she has been able to do a lot of justice, done justice to this particular concept of creating content calendars for your business. If there's another question you've got to ask, but I think the main question right here is, how do I get the content calendar? Also, I believe that you have a waiting list where individuals are in the waiting list. I don't know if you drop the link for this live stream for them to join. Maybe after that, you can drop the link for them to watch the replay. But the question is, how can they get across to work with you, and how can they get across the content calendars for their own specific businesses? Please go ahead and answer.
Okay, there's a link on my profile where you can get content calendars, but it would actually depend on your niche, because I do not have every niche, on that particular link. So if you can't get your content calendar, via that link, there's also a WhatsApp link on my profile where you just click and get to me straight away. So it's either you click on the other link on Seller, or you click on my WhatsApp link. So either ways, I can get to you or you can get to me.
Okay, IJ, I think it would be nice for us to put your your WhatsApp number on the screen. I think that would be nice. Let me see. Okay, I think I have it here. So quickly tell me your number so that they can, your WhatsApp number.
091
It can come. Okay.
2199
Okay.
3115.
So 234-912-199-3115. Am I correct?
091-2199-3115. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, guys. So her number is right there on the screen. That's her. So WhatsApp plus 234-912-199-3115. That's this international number, so that you can easily, even if you're not here in Nigeria, can really get across. So Chimdindo Alex is asking, how often should a newbie create content for health niche?
I didn't get that, sir.
How often? I don't know if you can see that on your screen. She's asking, Chimdindo Alex is asking, how often should a newbie create content for health niche?
For health products.
Yeah, for a health niche.
For a health issue.
No, health. I think she's in the health niche. She's into health. She's asking how often can she create content?
You can actually do twice a day. Twice a day is very much okay. Twice a day is okay. You should be able to have understood your audience by now. But if you haven't understood your audience, you can be able to, just sample it all out, create the content, be able to observe it, and see when you have people, on your profile, when you have people, online, and see how they respond to it. You can just do the statistics for a week or two. Then you can be able to summarize on when you can create content and at what intensity.
Okay, another person is asking, do you have a course on content creation? Do you have a course on creation of content calendar?
Yes, I
Christian
do.
Dapa is asking. Okay.
Yes,
So
I do.
okay, good. Okay, guys. Is there another question for IJ? Is there another question for IJ? Okay, Messi OG is saying IJ is good. I remember coming across her when I had just started my business. Her content calendar happened to my business, and a lot of things changed. God bless you, IJ. Fantastic. I like that. Njideka Chinenya is saying that you are a coach, my coach. That's what she typed as comment. Okay. Okay. Any other question, guys? Any other question before IJ goes? Any other question? Okay, IJ, in the absence, okay, somebody's asking, how does the beginner fit into this whole content creation scheme?
Um, I would readily recommend the push calendar for a beginner, and I would love you use it alongside the tailor-made content calendar. And this is because for your tailor-made content calendar, you are definitely yet to build credibility, right? And so, but with the push calendar, you're able to strike a balance. Whereas the tailor-made content calendar talks about your product, your push calendar talks much more about getting to connect with your audience, getting to understand them, getting to have feedback, and just knowing how you can study them over time and grow your following. So you can combine the tailor-made content calendar with the push calendar. Yes, so you can do that. You can use the push calendar in the afternoons or in the evenings. Then the tailor-made content calendar that is for your business, use them in the morning. So you can have a way you structure them all out and get to achieve your goal. And on this premise, I
Okay,
just might
somebody else.
be.
Yeah, go ahead. What did you say?
Yeah, on this premise, for people who are coming before 12 a.m. or p.m. today to get the content calendar, I can just give them the push calendar alongside free of charge. That's what I will do. If you're coming before 12 p.m., I will be giving you the push calendar alongside the tailor-made content calendar, provided you come before 12.
Okay, guys. So somebody's asking, do you teach content writing? How can one learn from you?
Right now, I do a one-on-one coaching for content writing. Yes, I do a one-on-one coaching now for content writing, and I will keep doing that until the year ends. By January, I will start with the group coaching. But right now, I'm going to be doing the one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in the one-on-one coaching, you can chat me up. So we fix a date that is convenient for the two of us.
Okay, guys. So that's our number right there on the screen. If you want to reach across to IJ, WhatsApp her on +234 912 199 3115. Okay, please send her a WhatsApp message. All right, on +234 912 199 31 is showing right there on the screen. Just copy it down on your notepad so that you can. So whatever question, how much is the calendar? Tailor-made and push calendar sounds new. Do you sell them? Of course she does. She does. She sells them. Okay. So you said come before 12 noon. Yes, please go to her inbox. Jidekene Rema, please go to her inbox. Go to her WhatsApp. This is 10:53 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so she said before 12 noon. So you've got like an hour. All right, so go to her WhatsApp and send her a message on her WhatsApp +234 912 199 3115. Okay, just go to her WhatsApp and then she will be able to give you all that you want. Okay. All right. So, IJ, do you have your parting words? I don't think there are other questions that are coming in. So, in about two
Yeah.
minutes, tell us your parting words.
I love to connect with people. I love to connect with people. And so it's not just about giving you the content writing course or giving you the tailor-made content calendar. I love to be able to be part of your process. I want to be part of your success story. Yeah. So when you have the content calendar, I follow you up. I don't know. I don't know if you have met people that have been through my class or the Messi or the Inchideka. People who have gone through my class, they do not actually leave my net. Yes, I have over 40 something WhatsApp groups right now, and these are the people who I have taught in groups, and they are still there. We are still having to have conversations that has to do with their businesses. So it's not just like I'm giving you the content calendar and leaving you to figure out things on your own. No, I don't do that. I'm gonna follow you up, and I'm going to ensure that you have your results, provided you're able to do what you have to do. Yes, so this is my pattern word.
All right, guys. So thank you so much, IJ, for whatever question you guys have. They're asking how much is the content calendar. Please go to our inbox. All right, go to our WhatsApp +234 912 199 3115. Get ask her all the questions you want to ask. Follow her on social media timeline on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Ijeoma Iniobong, and she can answer all your questions. Thank you so much, Ijeoma, for being part of this session. I look forward to having this again with you when you discover something new and that can be of great help to business people. I would like to have this conversation with you again on my timeline. So thank you so much. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for the amazing stuff that you've been doing for businesses and personal brands. I hope to be in your city again next year, and I look forward to you. Maybe I will now eat afang soup finally from
Yes,
you.
yes, yes.
All right. All right. God bless you and have a beautiful day.
You
My regards to your
too.
family and
Thank you
happy
so much.
Christmas. Happy Christmas in advance. So, guys, we have
You.
wrapped up on this session. Go to her timeline and follow her. All right. Go to our inbox on WhatsApp +234 912 199 3115. Okay. Go and follow her, ask her messages, enter into her inbox, and have a conversation with her. Okay. That's that's a wrap for it today. God bless you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, sir.